Hedera, better known as HBAR, is absolutely set to explode in 2025. I'd even go as far as to say that it's set to explode within the next 24 hours. And because of that, I'm buying. In this video, we're going to talk about why I'm bullish for HBAR in 2025. It honestly feels like there are so many big catalysts coming up. I actually put a long position in on HBAR today because I'm that bullish. But I don't want to waste your guys' time. Let's get right into it. My name's Doc. Welcome back to the channel. Throughout the day, I'm a resident physician, and at night, I take you guys on my crypto and investing journey. HBAR feels like it is really set to explode. Right now, we're sitting at 24 cents, having a little bit of a 2% drawdown on the day, but man, it has had a rock solid week. If we zoom in here, over the past 7 days, HBAR is up 20%. Okay, we're going to talk about why that's the case. And for the year, up over 100%, right? So this token has doubled in the last year. The goal of this video is I'm taking you guys through my HBAR journey, right? I just brought this project not too long ago. I'm continuously adding to it and opening long positions because I think this has a lot of juice in the tank. I want to show you guys as I learn about this project and take you guys on my journey. So the big thing that I like about this, most of the supply is circulating, not going to get diluted. Over 80% of the tokens are in existence, and the vesting schedule is really far. You guys know that's important to me if you are not new here. Also, you can buy this thing everywhere. Binance, Coinbase, Gate.io, KuCoin, BitGet, MEXC, Bybit, OKX. It's literally everywhere. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. The interesting thing is when we look at the market cap, guys, this is only a $10 billion project, right? Not too long ago, it got close to a $15 billion project, right? That was a couple weeks ago in January. I don't know. This project feels criminally undervalued at only $10 billion, especially because some of the news that we're going to talk about, right? We all know a big crypto summit is happening tomorrow in the White House, where Donald Trump is set to announce a crypto strategic reserve, including a handful of tokens. But there's also rumors that he is going to eliminate capital gains tax on projects that are made in the USA. Well, guys, there's no surprise. HBAR is one of the projects made within the USA. And we're going to talk about this in a sec, so stay towards the end of the video. But there's a ton of ETF filings. We're also going to talk about a price prediction, so stay till the end of the video. This is the HBAR website. I don't want to spend a ton of time on this. The big thing that I really wanted to mention is, other than the fact that this is a clean website, super professional, you can tell these guys know what they're doing. Their governing council, this is really unique to Hedera in a lot of ways. They are governed by a ton of rock solid companies, like big companies, right? Google, LG, BitGo, Dell, amongst a ton of others. I thought this in and of itself was really unique and kind of helps separate HBAR and Hedera from others. The other big thing is we talk about made in the USA tokens. Dallas, Texas doesn't get much more made in the USA, right? So Hedera, co-founded by a couple of entrepreneurs. They have a governing council, which we had mentioned, right? Includes Google, IBM, Boeing, and they're based in Dallas, Texas, right? They have over 83% circulating supply. I know we talked about that a little bit, but this is bullish to me. You can see we've kind of been trading in this wedge for quite some time. A catalyst is going to happen so that we eventually break out of this wedge. And right, like all ascending wedges, we're either going to break up or break down, right? We kind of talked about how we're sitting around this 24-cent range. Well, with the news of the crypto summit tomorrow, I really think not only Bitcoin, but altcoins like Hedera and HBAR are set to explode. And if this goes up to the top of this range in the mid 30s, this would be over a 50% move, which could potentially happen in like just a matter of a few days. The other big news is that Grayscale just filed a Hedera ETF, right? This was on March 3rd. So this is big. We have more NASDAQ filings for the 19B-4. This is the first form that companies fill out to say, hey, we're ready to play, we're ready to ball, right? We're ready to open up shop and start our ETF. So you think a Grayscale ETF is bullish? Well, they're not the only ones, right? Canary has also filed HBAR ETFs. I'm sure there are others, but the reason that this is so important is because back in December of 2024, Bloomberg analyst Eric Balchunas predicted that HBAR will likely be approved and it could be a front runner in the altcoin ETFs because it has not been classed as a security by the SEC. Now, yes, the realm at the SEC has changed. We now have a more crypto-friendly SEC compared to the last 4 years, but nonetheless, having the tag of not being marked as a security really green lights Hedera to be set to have an ETF. And honestly, we have a couple applications right now. We talked about Grayscale, we talked about Canary. It's just a matter of time. The other thing that I want to say is, guys, if you get an ETF open for a project that has a market cap of only 10 billion, and I'm not saying only 10 billion to minimize it. Obviously, they're an established crypto, right? They're number 15 on the top 100 list. So obviously they hold their own weight. But if you get an ETF on a project that only is $10 billion, this thing is going to absolutely explode. Think about it. Once an ETF is approved, you will now have traditional money, which is trillions of dollars, which could potentially buy into a HBAR ETF. For me, that is really bullish. We kind of talked about this a little bit right now. We're not going to watch this video, but we just mentioned, right? They're very proactive in their regulatory compliance, and this sets the stage for a pretty easy ETF approval, right? They are very much a strong candidate for an SEC approval. I think this is really big. We talked a lot about their partnerships, right? Also here, they mentioned NVIDIA, Intel. I think that's really, really big. Now, obviously, we need Bitcoin to do well for HBAR and Hedera to do well. Right now, Bitcoin is right below 91,000. We got up to 92. Last night at some point, I think we were flirting with 93. Nonetheless, Bitcoin is on an uptrend. And again, that's because of this huge monumental crypto summit tomorrow where a strategic crypto reserve could be announced. And guys, Trump wants to put made in the USA projects, right? He really wants to prioritize America first, right? You do that by putting crypto projects that are made here. HBAR is one of them, right? Another one that people are thinking about is like maybe Ondo. So I really think that's why HBAR is set to do well for the rest of the year. We're not going to go through this entire post. It's a very long post. It's a detailed post. I'm actually going to follow Mark. He talks about a lot of some of the things that HBAR are doing for kind of their roadmap ahead. The big thing that they did as of recent, this was January 1st, they appointed Charles Atkins, the CEO of the Hedera Foundation. They also partnershiped, or rather they're integrating with Link to process some of their data and do a proof of reserve. And that was really, I thought that was big, right? You're partnering with other really, really big names in the space. We also talk about how Hedera, it has been trending on X, which feels like X/Twitter, which feels like the past couple of weeks, specifically because this ETF approval rumor is really, really, what's the word I want to use? I don't know, reassuring. It sure does feel good that like just the regulatory environment in 2025 is light years ahead of where it was back in the day. The other big thing is HederaCon. This happened just a few weeks ago. This was in Denver, Colorado, right alongside ETH Denver. And this was big, right? This was one of their major conferences in 2008. You can actually see they're putting Hedera front and center. It's on the fronter of the map. So they are, the thing that I really like about the Hedera Foundation is they know what they have ahead of them, right? They know that they have a great project and they just need to put it in front of as many people as possible because the cream will rise to the top, right? It's really interesting too. A good friend of mine, Kate O'Neill, you guys probably know him. If you don't, you should follow him. He's an awesome, awesome YouTube channel. I've learned so much from him. He was at ETH Denver, and he said it was a really, really cool environment to see all the other projects. I would imagine he ran across the HederaCon as well. The other thing is, we talked about how Link is partnering with them. Well, the founder of Cardano, Mr. Charles Hawkinson, he was giving recognition to Hedera at HederaCon last week, right? And this really does, I think this is so important. This opens up the opportunity for some networking, maybe some collaboration, some projects, maybe that these folks can work together. And if you zoom here, you see Charles Hawkinson, part of the Hedera team. That is bullish in and of itself. So I'm bullish, so I actually put a 20x long open on this. Now, again, if you're using leverage, you need to know what you're doing. You can get liquidated if you use too high of leverage. Right now, my position is down just 2 or 3%. I literally just opened this on this red candle. Guys, if you want to put levered longs in, the best time to do that is on these drawdowns, right? Because you're less likely to get liquidated. Now, I took a little bit more of an aggressive position here, right? I did a 20x. Maybe might be best, to do, I don't know, 3, 4, 5x, because you never want to see people get liquidated. But down here, I'm up almost 100% on an AVAX 20x long that I put in when they pulled back. I believe in HBAR and Hedera. That is why I put the long in. If you do want to leverage trade, down below is my BTCC link. You can get a 10% bonus on first-time deposits. You can also get an extra 10 grand in bonuses, much lower trading fees if you use my link down below. This is a no VPN, no KYC platform. They've been around for over 13 years. They are a partner of the channel, so if you use that link down below, it helps me out, right? You're kind of buying me a cup of coffee, which is great. And it really is a good way to support the channel. So if you're interested in leverage trading, I'll put that link down below. Also, link down below is my free Discord. Free Discord, guys. We have nothing to sell you. There's nothing to sell you in this Discord. We are building a rock solid community of a ton of people, almost at 200 members. And guys, these are sharp folks, right? So if you're looking to navigate this crypto market with a solid group of people, and guys, there's devs from other projects in here. There's some big KOLs. Again, totally free. We're going to cap this soon, so join down below. Okay. We're talking about HBAR, how it's bullish. Well, looks like sentiment's also turning a little bit bullish as well. This morning, we got initial unemployment claims, and we had an estimate of 235,000. It came in at 221,000. This is good for the market, right? This means that less people than expected went to, for lack of a better term, the government and said, hey, I don't got a job anymore. So this is good. Less people are telling us this. Could this be good for the market? It does show that we could be over the hump of these recession fears. So this Friday, we talked about it, the Crypto White House Summit. The attendees list is pretty wild, right? There are some big players in the space, including Brian Armstrong, Michael Saylor, heads of a bunch of projects. We talked about Charles Hoskinson. He's rumored to be there. Friday night. This is going to be big. Expect some volatility. I kind of mentioned this in my last YouTube video. I'll actually plug it here at the end in a sec. I'm going to end on this. This is my website, InvestWithDoc.com. Super easy. Here, if you want to get a hold of me, you can put your email address in. This will send me your contact information. It's a little bit about me. I've got links to everything up here, YouTube, Twitter, Discord, all the things. If you need to get a hold of me, this is it. I'm curious, guys, where do you think HBAR is going to go in 2025? Personally, I think this really can hit a $2 mark. And I think that actually wouldn't be that hard if it went in the crypto strategic reserve. I always want to say Bitcoin strategic reserve, right? If it hits $2, that would put Hedera at an $80 billion market cap, $80 billion. Again, if it's placed in the crypto strategic reserve, that's happening, right? That's an 8x from here. Again, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just kind of telling you my thoughts, what I'm doing. I'm taking y'all through my HBAR and Hedera journey. I'm a bag holder. Let me know down below. What should I focus on with Hedera on my future videos? And leave a like and comment down below. It really, really does help out the channel, and it'll help push HBAR content out into the YouTube algorithm. Until next time, I'll see you guys on my next video.